Hey boys, hey. Welcome back to my channel. It's Mama Beauties here. Everyone is welcome. This is a place where we do not hate, we participate, we articulate, we speculate, and if you don't act right, we will regulate you right on out of here. It is also a channel that we do not spill tea, we do not throw dirt, and we do not cast shade. So if those are your intentions, then you are welcome to leave now before you get blocked. So I hope everyone is having a fabulous Thursday. I am here with our True Crime Thursday. If I don't do it on Tuesday, it will always be on Thursday, but I'm giving myself a break through the week and a break on the weekend. So I will not be going live on Sunday nights or Sundays, period, because I'm going to dedicate that day to my family. And then I need a day through the week where I can get my house cleaning done and I can get stuff, done for me. I need some me time. So I took that on Tuesday. You guys didn't see me on Tuesday. And also in my Patreon, I have shared the beginning of my domestic violence story up until my first child with him, and I still have to share after my first child to my second child when we actually got married. I haven't even got to the point where we have gotten married. So once it's all pieced together, I will try to come on the channel and share it here, but it is just such a long, grueling 6 years that it's easier for me to do it in parts. So if you want to know about my Patreon, the link is down below. And you can get in at a $3 a month tier and it gets you access into the group where I go live and share intimate details of my life. The $9 tier gets you a free set of nails your first month, and that is delivered straight to you. So the $9 that you give is used to ship out your nails and pay for your nails. So that's like giving you the Patreon for free and you're buying a set of nails. But the $25 tier is a subscription where you get 2 different sets of nails a month, and that takes $15 of that 25 because that pays for the nails plus the shipping to you. And so really at a $25 tier, you're getting 15 in product and I'm getting the other 10. So that's how that's broken down. Enough about that. We will be doing a pop-up shop tomorrow. And if you are in my Patreon, you do get a early viewing of all the merchandise that I'm selling in the pop-up shop. So you get to choose first. So that's another added benefit for being in my Patreon. But don't worry, whatever is left over, I come right here for you guys, and we will be doing my pop-up shop tomorrow night. What's the pop-up shop? It's where I sell my handmade jewelry for $3 a piece and my nail sets for $5 a piece. And the nail sets are the nails that I wear. It's 100% real nail polish. These were some of the Christmas nails, but it's a pack like this. They're only $5 a pack. I charge you $4 shipping, and you get it within a few days. Your nails will be in your possession by Wednesday, sometimes earlier. So enough on that. Let's see what's up with the chat before I give you guys your true crime for the evening. Hi, everyone. Hello, hello. Thank you, Cocoa Puff. I appreciate it. Everyone is being so kind in the chat. Hey, hey. I think we need to block 9 inches for your little booty. Because they are using emojis trying to don't use the emojis because it gets me in trouble with YouTube. I don't know what it is about the emojis in the content in the chat box, but they have an issue with it. You can use emojis in the Patreon group all you want on Facebook, but something's weird about the emojis. That's why the trolls come in and they put a bunch of emojis, you guys. They're trying to get you in trouble. So we got rid of that person. Thank you. Thank you. I trolled you so. Hi, Janine. So happy you're here. It's okay, Brandy. You did great. So, all right, let's talk about what's going on. I know that I'm supposed to save updates for What's Up Wednesday, but I just wanted to give you guys a quick update because you know that this case is near and dear to my heart, and the Allison Watterson case is just, it's devastating, you guys. And so I want to share some things with you guys about that. And I also wanted to show you the picture of the stolen vehicle that the boyfriend was found in. So let me get that going. Get in my gallery. All right, there's the stolen truck. All right, so let me just read the update really fast, and then we'll talk about that case, and we'll talk about each case. I have 3 cases that I'm covering, and we'll talk about each one as I bring it up. So Allison Watterson, you guys, her mom sent out her own search party because remember a while back, the law enforcement called their search off because they had thoroughly searched the area and didn't find any clues. They still had an active investigation, and the boyfriend Allison was last seen with, Benjamin Garland, is in custody because when they went out to look for Allison, he was found with a stolen vehicle. So he's in custody for the stolen vehicle. Plus, he had some prior charges that were outstanding that he got picked up on. So the mom went out and did her own search the last night, and all of a sudden I see in the Facebook group for Allison, which has about 5,000 people in it, you guys. If you want to find that group on Facebook, it will get you updates on what's going on with her. But her mom took out her own search party, and then all of a sudden the police were back out there, and the Twitter update from the police department said that they had went out to search again for that brief moment because of a tip and lead is what they said. So they went back out and they were searching. I'm wondering if her mom found some stuff in her search party and they called the police out to look for that stuff. I don't know. We haven't gotten enough updates on it yet, but I promise I will update you on it. But they both were seen together last when they knocked on a homeowner in that area's door to use the phone. And they said that their car was broke down. And the boyfriend was not wearing any shoes, you guys. It has been released that he wasn't wearing any shoes when he showed up at this homeowner's house to ask to use the phone. He was with Allison. He told the homeowner that he had given his shoes to Allison because she had lost hers in the woods. Okay. So that's where the story gets a little crazy. And I did not have this information up until this point. Oh, we love you, Chronic. Have had a really horrible time due to insurance issues, then swollen badly tonight. Have had tests today and steroids used have me swollen. Oh, we are so sorry, Chronic. Hopefully we are taking your mind off of a little bit and just sending you lots and lots of loves. I did, when I told you I was praying for you, I did it in that moment, sister. I did not wait. So I hope that when I told you that I was praying for you, that you got some sort of relief afterwards. Hey, Camlyn, I need your address, sister, so I can send you your 2 free sets of nails for that $25 tier you gave me. Thank you so very much. Brandy, we can only block messages in timeout. Mama has the only power to boot. Yes, you guys, let's all keep Chronic just saturated in good vibes and prayers. All right, so it's just really questioning on why he showed up. He only had socks on, and she was wearing his shoes and had said that she lost hers in the woods. Well, the next morning, the boyfriend was found sleeping in another homeowner's truck, and he told him that his friends had left him. When the homeowner came out and found this dude in his truck, he said, "Hey, man, my friends left me. Can you give me a ride home?" And he told the man that he was just getting in his truck to find shelter from the rain because his friends had left him out in the middle of nowhere. He asked to be taken home. which he did not mention Allison whatsoever to this man. And when the boyfriend's father got home, after this nice neighbor took the boyfriend home, his dad got home and he saw the boyfriend home, and he told his father when he got home from work at 5 p.m. Now, mind you, this man probably found him in his truck early, mid-morning. And he just goes home and hangs out at his house until his dad gets home. And when his dad gets home, he tells his dad that he and Allison got separated in the woods. That's the story he told his dad. The father then reports the son's girlfriend, which is Allison Watterson. God rest her soul. A beautiful, beautiful girl. She's going to get home safe. She could just be in hiding, because what happened next was the father is the one that reports the girlfriend missing 30 hours after she was last seen making that knock on that door to use that phone, when she was seen wearing Benjamin's shoes. So 30 hours after her last sighting, the father told the authorities that they were hiking in the woods, and those woods were not made for hiking, you guys. It was later found out that that was something that the father just ad-libbed to the conversation, that Benjamin had told him that they got separated in the woods. That's what his original story had said. Oh, thank you, Cam. Thank you so much. I love you guys so much. So the woods were not made for hiking, and that story was never confirmed. It was something that the father just added, because the mother was told, once officers searched the wooded location, they found the boyfriend in possession of a stolen truck in that same area. So he was arrested at that very moment for the stolen vehicle, and he had a few warrants for some unrelated charges. And this was the stolen vehicle that he was found with, you guys. Now, if him and Allison went out there in this vehicle, and she is aware that he's been charged with that stolen vehicle, maybe she doesn't want to come back because she knows that she will also be charged with that stolen vehicle if Benjamin has admitted that they drove it out there. Because still to this day, no one knows how they got out to North Plains. And that's where they were found, which was a while away from their home. And they have said that they went out there to visit friends and that their vehicle broke down. That's what they told the lady that they knocked on the door and borrowed the phone from. So maybe she's just terrified that she's going to catch a charge too. Also, but I'm just holding out hope. I know it looks very bad with the boyfriend, and everything is pointing in his direction. So I am not dismissing anybody that feels that way. Because he also had been charged with meth in the past. He had been charged with hurting his sister in the past. He had been, so if you'll hurt your own sister, you'll hurt your girlfriend. He had been charged with, there was just a couple of things. I can't remember what the others were, but he also got charged with that stolen vehicle that he was found with. And the mother of Allison, Misty Watterson, I believe, or I'm not sure if her last name's Watterson. It might not be. Misty is her first name, though. And the mother said that she was told that they were out there visiting a friend. She actually got a text the day before Allison went missing on that Saturday from Allison saying that she was with Ben, her boyfriend, out at a friend's house in North Plains. She said the couple met in high school and that they had reconnected recently and had only been dating for a few months. So we're still looking for her. We still have no idea why her shoes were not on her precious little feet and why Benjamin had to give them to her. We don't know why Benjamin didn't say that she was missing when he was found in the truck. I mean, it is just crazy. In order to not have the YouTube bots and flag chats now, such they have said to limit emojis. Supposedly one here or there is good, but trolls will come in and do emojis only. Exactly. Yes, thank you for explaining that, Chronic. Love you bunches. And you're so welcome. You deserve each and every one of those prayers. and words. Did they do a talk screen on Benjamin? They're keeping everything that they did with Benjamin hush hush. Benjamin actually was in custody for a few days before he lawyered up. So I'm not sure what they got out of him, and they're keeping all that private. Yes, Cam is fabulous, isn't she? Okay, so I really like your channel. I bet you're going to be very successful on YouTube. Keep up the good work. When my paycheck hits, I'm heading over to your Patreon. Oh, thank you, Karen Lee. That means so much to me. Hello, Seraphin. Hey, 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 everybody. Why didn't he look for her that night? Right? And he just went to sleep in the truck. He just went to sleep in the truck and was okay falling asleep knowing that she was out there missing. That just blows my mind. Is he still in jail? Yes, he's still in jail on the stolen vehicle charges. And luckily he had a probation violation. So he is in jail on that. But poor Allison, you guys, did not have a working cell phone, and she still doesn't. If she's out there, I'm sure she could borrow one from someone, but she could be terrified that she's in trouble, that she let the search go that far, or he's done something to her, and we just have to wait until we find out. And it's just so sad that she only had a Wi-Fi phone. And the thing is, they can't even ping her Wi-Fi phone because they don't know the phone number for it, because her mom was a waitress at the local diner and somebody gave her the phone, and she doesn't know the person. It was just somebody from the passing through the restaurant ended up giving it to her and told her to keep it. And so she doesn't know the person's name, so they can't look up the phone number of Allison's phone by the name. They can't look it up by the phone number because it's a text app that Allison downloaded into the phone. So no one knows what the original phone number for that one was. So they can't even find the provider. They don't know if it's T-Mobile, US Cellular, Verizon, because they still do not know who that phone belongs to that she was carrying. She was just using it just like all the rest of the young generation does, for Wi-Fi only. And that's another tragic thing about this case, is that they can't even ping where she last was when she sent her mom that text. They can't ping where she was. And it's so frustrating. I agree. He is a complete loser. And even if he is, ends up being as innocent as Shane was, Shane Carey. He's still a loser, and she deserves so much better than him. And let me just show y'all that truck one more last time. So if anybody saw this truck in the North Plains area going up Pumpkin Ridge Road, all in that area at any point in time, I would love for you to call where did I put the phone number? North Plains Police Department at 503-846 2700, 503-846-2700 if you have any information on our precious Allison. And here is a picture of her beautiful soul. If you see her anywhere, please contact authorities. Let me just find her picture. Here she is. Gorgeous. She has so many different looks. Her septum is pure. She's wonderful at makeup. I've been talking to somebody very close to her, and she is always wanted to do makeup. She's very trusting, you guys. She's easily influenced by her peers, and she always wants to help people. And so, she could have been bamboozled for all we know. This is her without makeup. Just an innocent, sweet, beautiful young lady, you guys. So we have got to find Allison. Thank you, Chronic. I feel the same about our Patreon. Well, I just came here to show some love. I hope everyone has a lovely night or day. Thank you, Seraphin. Thank you, thank you. Yes, isn't she beautiful, you guys? She is gorgeous. Okay, so my next case I'm covering, you guys, is about the precious. I don't know if anybody watches reality TV, but for some reason I am sucked into it like a vulture. I don't know why. I like distorted, messed up lives that are going on reality TV, but I am a sucker for it and I watch it all the time. So I always watch Are You the One? I've always been into that show. And Alexis Eady, you guys, was found dead at the young age of 23 years old in West Virginia just the other day. I think it was this morning. Maybe it was this morning. And they're waiting on the toxicology report to come back to tell us what the cause of death was. They were called to the home about from a woman. Someone called the paramedics to the home and said that a woman was in cardiac arrest. And so they arrived and she was gone already. She's been open about her recovery in the past and has been sober since August of 2019, you guys. And in September, even her dad got clean, and they both showed a picture on social media about how they had both hung out for the first time in a long time, both of them sober. And so in October, she got engaged. And I think that they split up in October, though, because the pictures of the engagement was up, and then all of a sudden the pictures of the engagement was down. And I'm just hoping that that didn't send her into a relapse. That a breakup, especially someone you were going to marry, you guys, and then going through the holidays without that person could easily cause to relapse. And her being 23 years old, that's what I'm thinking happened, because most 23-year-olds don't go into cardiac arrest. So hopefully when the toxicology reports come back, they'll share that information with us just so we can help others to realize that, don't go back, because your body can't handle what it used to handle, and you think that it can. And that one time when you relapse could kill you. It can kill you. I was up to 10, 30 milligram Percocets a day. And so if I was to relapse, I would think that I need at least 5, because my tolerance, before I wasn't even happy without 10, and I could do 5 and not wake up. So you have to know that it happens a lot with women that get out of incarceration after being locked up for a year or two. They get out, they think they can handle what they were doing before they went in, and bam, they're gone in a blink of an eye. So remember that it's not worth it. Is that relapse because of that heartbreaker? Is that relapse because of that tragedy worth giving your life for? Sorry, I get loud and passionate. Very, because I have conviction. I'm not lackluster about this, you guys. I can't be. It has to be something that we all have to become passionate about. Addiction is killing our people, all of us, from all walks of life. It's devastating. If he's so freaking innocent, why isn't he screaming for someone to help find her? God be with her and her loved ones, and let her be found safe and soon. I agree. You're welcome, Karen. I watched all that stuff too. Pilot. Oh boy, I don't know the show, but that is tragic. Never thought about it that way. Fortunately, I'm allergic to pain pills. They make me nauseous, but it is buzzy feeling people get addicted to. Yes, the euphoria from it is insane. The holidays can be such a tricky time. Everyone is celebrating, and people can feel like they're missing out on the fun. I agree, Heather. It is devastating. Oh, so rest in peace, Alexis Eady. You will be missed. God rest your soul. Mm. All right, so the next, I actually have 4 cases I'm covering. I'm sorry. I lied to you. So the next case is the police are hunting a 32-year-old man who fled with his 3-year-old son after allegedly killing his mother. Jorge Rico Rivera is wanted for first-degree murder of 27-year-old Isela Maricia Sanchez. Her family found her murdered in her home this past Tuesday morning, you guys. The medical investigator believes that the cause of death was strangulation. An amber alert has been issued for the 3-year-old son, Isel Ernesto Rico. The little boy's name is Osael Ernesto Rico. Police believe they are headed to Mexico. The boy is believed to be in danger until found. He is 2 feet tall and 6 inches, weighing 40 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes, you guys. The deadbeat dad is 5'8" and 150 pounds, brown eyes and black hair. He may be driving a 2003 maroon GMC Yukon SUV type vehicle with New Mexico turquoise Centennial plates. The plates say MNF231. The couple, before he allegedly killed her, had a history of domestic violence, the most recent happening just in October when this man was charged with aggravated assault and battery for choking a household member, which we can guarantee was her. So if you have any information on this case and you see this precious little boy right here, anywhere, you guys, if you live in Texas, if you live close to Mexico, if you see this precious little boy right here, Osael, with this douchey man, please contact 575-624-6770. 575-624-6770. Again, if you see either of these parties, please help this baby. Help that baby. His mother has already been killed, and now his dad is trying to drag him to Mexico. That's why a strong support system is so important. Maybe someone could have helped if it was a relapse. Never thought about that way. In other words, Mama Beauties, about someone going back to it and not realizing what they took then could kill them now. Very important. Yes, it is very important, especially if your drug of choice is heroin. It's very important if your drug of choice is heroin, because that elephant tranquilizer is out there, you guys. And even the tiniest amount can kill you. So please, please, if you have to do it, if you can't stop yourself, test it. Test it. Give yourself the itziest bits amount. I don't know anything besides dying. I don't want you to do any of it at all. You don't need it. You're a better person without it. You're just hurting and are trying to mask that hurt. I know. I've been there. I might not have shot heroin into my arms, but I sure did sniff opiates to the point that I laid down at night and was scared to close my eyes because I thought I wasn't going to be awake the next morning. I thought I would be a cold body for my children to find. That's no kind of life to live. It's not. And you have no idea how low your tolerance will get just not doing it for a week. Yes, as Becca said, hit that thumbs up button, you guys. Hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and check down below and make sure that you haven't been unsubscribed, because YouTube is playing games with me. And a lot of my people have emailed me and said, I had to resubscribe to your channel because YouTube unsubscribed me. What the heezy? Come on now. Work with me and not against me, YouTube. Yes, exactly. Oh, thank you, Shelly. Thank you. That means a lot. I didn't used to be beautiful on the inside, you guys. I used to be as ugly as the bottom of an outhouse. Trust me, I was ugly. Ugly. That's why I'm 41 and alone. There comes a point in time when you realize that all your relationships, except the ones with domestic violence, of course, are sabotaged because you're just mean. You're mean and hateful, and you don't know how to bite your tongue. And you think that everything that pops into your head has to be said. And that's just not the case. Sometimes you got to let your top lip meet your bottom one. And as Becca said earlier today, let them be best friends, honey. Let that top lip and your bottom lip meet so much that you become best friends. They become best friends, sisters even. Yes. And I was always told growing up, and I'm sure some of you guys have been told this too, that you were given 2 ears and 1 mouth so you could listen twice as much as you speak. You were given 2 ears and 1 mouth so you can listen twice as much as you speak. Also about looking forward and leaving the past behind you. The windshield is this big and the rearview mirror is this big because you're supposed to look forward 10 times more than you look back. So if any of those things can help you, they help me. Positive affirmation helps me. I love it. And if I'm not getting it from the people around me, I will tell myself, because I'm an overcomer. I'm a survivor. I'm nobody's victim anymore. I am somebody's mother. I am somebody's sister. I'm somebody's cousin. I'm somebody's friend. So I matter. And you have to tell yourself that sometimes because your support system sucks and people are telling you all the negative things about yourself and not uplifting you any. So you have to uplift yourself, because sometimes people are so miserable around you that they want you to be miserable with them and they can't stand to see other people happy. Sometimes you have to clean house. Sometimes you have to look at your friends around you and ask yourself, do I need to love them from a distance? Are they helping me or hindering me? Are they a blessing or a lesson? A blessing or a lesson? So, and you can love people from a distance. If people are toxic and they are causing issues in your life, sometimes the best thing you can do is separate yourself from them. And it's hard. Make me laugh so much. Gotta go tonight. I'm very sick, baby, but we'll be listening. Oh, Shelly, I'm so sorry. That's right, Janine. Yes, I use them on my kids too, Chronic. Yes, you guys. Yes. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, so this next case, you guys, is going to be like a Patrick Frazee, and we're going to cover it. He's another Patrick Frazee, okay? Let me tell you. And he's got a girlfriend, and his wife is missing. Nobody has been found, but the police know that she's been murdered in her home. Ah, such a sad story. All right, and I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but it's spelled Fotis, so I'm calling him Fotis. Fotis. All right. Saying getting my through is passion and purpose. Give you progress. Yes, yes, that's right, girl. And conviction too. All right, so Fotis Doulos is accused of killing his estranged wife, and he got out on a $6 million bond today that he posted. She went missing back in May of 2019, but there was never a body. There was always an active investigation going on trying to find her, and he was never convicted. But on this past Tuesday, he was finally convicted of capital murder. And his bond was set on Tuesday for $6 million. And somehow this guy had $6 million laying around to just bond himself out. And his estranged wife that he's being accused of capital murder on, had 5 children for this man. They had 5 children together. She gave him 5 children, and he allegedly murdered her. And he bonded out today. He gave up that $6 million, and he said nothing while he's walking out of the courtroom today. I do not know why they allow people to bond out on murder. Like, what is wrong with our judicial system that people are bonding out on murder? I mean, wow. Nuts, right? It's nuts. The victim's name is Jennifer Doulos. They were going through a huge custody battle, and when she went missing back in May, and it was an ugly battle. Law enforcement says that she was killed inside her home and her garage in New Canaan. Her body was never found, but her husband was formally charged this past Tuesday with capital murder and kidnapping. His bond was set at $6 million. He was able to post his bond today, but has been ordered to not speak to his 5 children or the nanny. He goes back to court on February 28th, you guys. And Fotis' new girlfriend and his attorney, Michelle and Kent, were actually charged and arrested on Tuesday for conspiracy to commit murder. So they are involved in this tangle web they weave. They were formally charged on Tuesday with conspiracy to commit murder. The new attorney for Fotis says that they look forward to clearing Fotis's name, seeing as there is no body nor a murder weapon, only circumstantial evidence. But prosecution says that he waited in lurk for his wife to get home when they were already estranged. He did not live with her, so he got into her home. He waited in lurk for her, and she went and dropped the kids off at school. When she came back, he was there. He violently attacked her in her garage, is what prosecution is saying, and that there was blood found in the garage, blood splatter, actually. And they alleged that she was killed at her home between 8:05 a.m. and 10:25 a.m. after taking the kids to school. Now, a bike allegedly belonging to Mr. Fotis was found in a trash, and that same bike caught him on surveillance riding that in the neighborhood where police said that in the neighborhood where she lived. So they found a bike thrown away in the dumpster that he was caught riding on surveillance in her neighborhood the morning of the murders. And they also say that he bound her with zip ties and put her in her own vehicle while he cleaned the scene, which was the garage. And video shows her car leaving the home around 10:25. And according to the blood found on the zip ties and the blood found in the garage in the areas that it was found in, they do believe that she died of blunt force trauma. And we do not have to worry, though, because Jennifer Doulos' mother has custody of all 5 kids while this is going on. But let me just read this chat. It is wild, isn't it? We're given the presumption of innocent until the day proven otherwise. That's why we have bail. I don't know though. There still shouldn't be any bail on murder. Most murder cases have no bond. But we can just agree to disagree, Pilot. My mother was murdered by my stepfather, who got away with it, so I'm a little biased. He actually got away with both his wives being found outside, strangled and dead, and still is walking free. He probably uses his house as collateral for the bail. This guy gives me the ultra creeps, and I can't believe they let him out even on house arrest. I see it as diabolical. Wow, this one's crazy. The nanny gave some good information. She told the police that she bought a case of 12 paper towels, and the next morning they were only 2 and no. Well, that brings me to the second part of this story. Thank you, Heather. Fotis and New Girl have been arrested twice prior to them being arrested on conspiracy and capital murder for tampering with evidence in this case. So whenever she was just a missing person, they got arrested 2 different times before they figured out what they think happened to her before he was formally charged with capital murder. They charged both him and his new squeeze with tampering with evidence 2 different times because clothes and sponges with the victim's blood were found in the trash and a video of a man looking like Fotis disposing of that stuff. And the woman in the video sitting in the car appears to be his new girlfriend while he's disposing that stuff, and they're caught on video doing that. Another video of Fotis putting an altered license plate down a storm drain is presented into evidence. And the girlfriend's story is conflicting. In her second interview, she says when the police tell her that Fotis has implemented her in the cleanup, she slips and says, I hate him for doing that. I was cleaning the house. I wasn't cleaning Jennifer. So what is she doing in her new man's ex-wife's home? Why would she be cleaning his new man's ex-wife's home when she's missing? So she Freudian slipped right there big time and then said, I wasn't cleaning Jennifer. Wow. Ridiculous. And yeah, that's what they're saying, that she died of blunt force trauma. Evidently, but according to where the splatter was found and that the blood was found on the zip ties and blood in the car and all these other places, they've been able to put down a timeline. They've been able to piece together, and it's just going to be like Patrick. People think that he's going to get off because there's no body, but did Patrick get off? Nope, he sure didn't. Patrick had himself a new little girlfriend too. Patrick had a child with the woman too, and he did not get off. It was all circumstantial. And so, yeah, he might be out on bond now, innocent until proven guilty, but we will get our day in court. And what the nanny said, Heather's saying the nanny said, is just a whole nother thing that'll be thrown out there. And I'll make sure to cover it all whenever it does go to court. Well, who has 6 million just laying around? 1,000 would break me. Oh, I know. I've had to stay in jail, you guys, because of a $500 bond. I'm right there with you, Brandy, but maybe it should be based on income somehow. But they say he's broke. He has a ton of loans out. I bet he is. Well, we will be covering that. Also, you guys, I did promise to stop talking about Chris Watts, but I am allowed to do my book review that I had promised that I was going to do. And the only thing I won't do is rehash like the discovery or all of that. There's lots of stuff in this book that's very educational for covert narcissists and leading to the DSM-5 and all of that. So I can just omit the parts about how everything happened and about him and her, because we've all heard that 1,000 times. I can actually cover this book chapter by chapter without rehashing the whole case. So I am still honoring what I told Frankie, And I am just going to cover the book and all the other things in the book that she writes about the case without going over what happened to the girls and the confessions and all that stuff. So it will be interesting getting around all of that. So I am looking forward to covering this book. I am allowed. So I won't have his name in the title or anything like that. I will just have this name in the title and the chapter that I'm covering. Like the first chapter here, there's lots of stuff in here that gives her opinion and stuff like that. And it's all, I will just cover the stuff that we haven't heard over a million times. Now, I will see how this goes, covering this book. And maybe I will finish Discovery in my Patreon just to respect keeping it off of YouTube, for Frankie. But my Patreon is private. It's not something that's just out there to everybody. It's a small community, as if we were all sitting there together going over it together. So I don't see where there should be a problem with that. It's my Patreon and you guys pay to be there. So it is what it is. Well, one of his attorneys got arrested for conspiracy to commit murder, Becca. So evidently that attorney said that he was with him the day that Jennifer went missing. And evidently his story didn't line up and he got in trouble for conspiracy to commit murder because he lied and said that he was with him that day, and the police found out that he wasn't. So already these people are being implicated. He owns every expensive property he can put up for bail. He owns very expensive property. Thank you, Bernadette. They're supposed to be rich. They think he killed his wife because he wanted the money their children have in trust. Yes, he would likely kill the kids as well. Jesse, do you know if the trust came from Jennifer's side of the family or his side of the family? Because my godfather is a trust baby too, and I was just wondering. Everything he has is in trust as well, set up by his parents. But the money didn't really come from his parents. It come from his parents' parents that passed it down and put it in trust so the kids would have it. I'm at chapter 11 and it's still about Discovery. That's fine. I can skip that. I don't need to read the chapters where it's just covering Discovery. You guys know that because we all know about Discovery. But I can finish up Discovery in my Patreon and not offend anyone because there's only 30 people in there and that's my private information. I've already read the whole book, JD Ryan. I read it in 2 days the day it came out. The Diplomat did a great read through of all the Discovery on his channels. It's worth checking out. Oh, I have the Discovery printed up here, so I've already read it through all the way through when it first came out, but we were picking it apart on the channel. So I'll just do it myself. Because everybody always adds their twist, you know what I mean, whenever they're reading it. And I just read it out and don't add anything. I let you guys decide. So when I'm watching other YouTubers cover the Discovery, there's too much ad-libbed. His attorney he has in the one who got Michael Jackson off for the sexual abuse trials. Oh, well, he's got a bomb attorney, and I know that cost him pretty penny. So he's got $6 million for the attorney and $6 million for the bond. Jennifer's side of the family. Yep, that makes sense, Jesse. That's why he wanted the trust fund. And the way my godfather's trust fund is set up, that when he dies, the money goes to his sister's children. So I bet you she has control over it until they turn 18, and he wanted control over it until they turn 18 so he can suck it dry. Thank you, Janine. Thank you, Jesse. Where did you guys find out that information, Janine and Jesse? That the attorney is the same one as Michael Jackson had to get off of his sexual abuse charges. And where did you find out about the trust fund? Where's y'all sources? Because I didn't see that out in the public information that was released. Not anymore. He quit. Ooh, good girl. How'd y'all find that out? Where'd you find out that information, Brandy? Because I just researched for an hour before I came on to get the latest information. Personally, 18 is way too young. I know I'm blue. My inheritance 30, 35 is better. Yeah, he couldn't get his until he got married. That's how they set theirs up. Or I'm sure there was an age that if he wasn't married by this time, he would get it. But yeah, he got his as soon as he got married. Of course. They're saying that Harley was the dad of Jennifer, had the money and he loaned it to the goofball. Okay. I Google search stories. Yeah, that's what I did, and I didn't see any of what was you saying? I didn't see that information about the trust funds or Michael Jackson's attorney. So I was just wondering where you guys got that information, because I did the same thing. I actually have all the news apps on my phone. And then after I find a story on the news app, I Google search it and I look at everything that pops up on the Google search, so I can make sure that I give y'all all the information. And I want to make sure that each media outlet has the same story, because I don't want to give you guys conflicting stories and then have to retract stuff. I mean, knock on wood, I haven't had to retract because all my information has been true. So I do put a lot of work into it, and I just want to know if there was an easier way, or if I was going about it the wrong way. Okay, so oh, okay. Other YouTubers. That's fine. As long as the information gets out there, I don't care. Just wanted to know if there was like a tip or a trick that you guys knew that I didn't know. Basically, what's going on with Harley is that another YouTuber and another group has been vigorously getting the word out there and in doing their little armchair detective stuff. And they have dug up some information that this truck driver that was a 3-time sex offender, from what I remember correctly, was at the local Waffle House the day that Harley was last seen. And they are looking into that further to see if maybe he had taken him. Correct, Brandy? Is that right? Because I got the information here from you. I think that's what happened. So they do have a lead, and they're going to thoroughly search it and hopefully come back with some answers. We need some answers for Harley. We need some answers for Allison. We need some answers for this little boy where the ambulance, how do I say his name? We just need some answers, you guys. These families need closure. These families need their babies back. Osael Ernesto Rico, he needs to be brought home to his family so he can attend or be there for the family as they lay his mom to rest. And it's just so, so sad. He's a tier 3 sex offender. I don't know what that means. I've never heard of that ever. I didn't know there was tiers. I just knew that there were felonies and that they had to register as sex offenders. I did not know they had tiers. I don't know this for a fact that Jennifer's family had the money and loaned the guy money for houses and business. I do know this for a fact that Jennifer's family had the money and loaned the guy money for houses and business. Oh, I bet. He's a repeat offender. He's a reoffender. Okay, so I guess you go up in the tiers by reoffending. So if you did it one time, you would be at tier 1. If you did it twice, if you reoffended, you would be in tier 2. If you reoffended, you would be in tier 3. So he's reoffended 3 times. Correct, Brandy? Am I wrong or am I right? Oh. When you have 3 felonies, that's called a habitual felon. My brother is one of those, so I know that. But when it comes to reoffending for a sex offender, it's worse. It's not like just regular 3 felonies. 3 felonies are a habitual offender, and they will lock you up. It's called a habitual felon, and you will get locked up for a long time for stealing a lighter. Yes. Well, would he be tier 4 if he did it again, though? I don't think tier 3 is the worst. I think the worst is how many times you repeat. I mean, I think if you're tier 5, you repeated the offense 5 times, right? Or am I wrong? Is it still 3 felonies and you get life? Yes. If you are a habitual felon in some states, you will get life. He's been stalking Harley's YouTube and commented recently, and with Harley keeping his shirt off. Tier 3 is the highest. Thank you, love, for clearing that up. That's why I always break it down. Like I dissect and analyze everything until I get it right. Thank you. So what he did was the worst offense that you can do as a sex offender. So like maybe as far as like sodomy or something, or rape. I would think after reoffending he would be watched closely. I got you, Brandy. Yeah, I figured tier 3 would be something as far as sodomy. It's okay, you guys. These kind of guys, my brother has told me about it many of times. These kind of guys get obliterated in prison. So karma will come on him tenfold for what he's already done, even if he's not guilty of doing something to Harley. He will end up back in prison where he belongs, and he will end up getting what he deserves. There are lots of drug dealers and, people that were just defending themselves in prison that have families that they can't see, that have children that they can't see. And these child molesters are who they take it out on. Yeah. Oh, all of it involves sex trafficking, if you ask me. All of it. Even if it's just a small circle, there's more. There's more where he came from. Trust me. These little weasels run together and they exchange their child porn together, and they are festering on the internet, and it's just disgusting. Thank you, Judy. He's not supposed to have social media. Yeah, he's not even supposed to be within so many yards of a park, a school. Like, oh. Includes any sex offense for which a person has been convicted or an attempt or conspiracy to commit such offense that involves non-parental kidnapping of a minor. So he's kidnapped a child before. Great. Thank you for looking that up, Anna. Tina, I need your address. Email me your address, Tina. I got to send you your nail. Yes, I know I'm sending them to the UK. It's okay. To a sexual act with another by force is tier 3. I mean, that's tier 2, Anna. How did he get his CDL to drive a truck with that history, crossing state lines and all? I don't think when they look up for CDL, I don't think they look on except the state that they're driving in. So that's the thing is I was even told this about daycares, you guys. When I went to work at a daycare, they told me that I needed to pass a background check. But the director looked at me and said, "Don't worry, honey. It only needs to be in North Carolina." So I could have been a sex offender in Colorado and came to North Carolina, and as long as I'm squeaky clean in North Carolina, I could work at a daycare. So sometimes they only do background checks by the state. And if he hadn't offended in the state that he got his CDL, then that's what happened. That's what happens. They are clear in the state that they live in, but they are not clear somewhere else. That's where they get their CDL in another state. That's what we just were talking about, Jesse, this whole time. This whole time we've been talking about Harley. Plus, my offender who served time for me and 15 other girls, he got Facebook. He's not supposed to. He's not supposed to have any social media. You could report him, Tammy. Thank you, Brandy. Tammy, with things like that, you have to hire an attorney. And that's why they're not doing anything is because you tried to have something done. But I guarantee you, if you hired an attorney and had your attorney do it, they would respect that. And something would be done about it. But don't ever go to court defending yourself. Don't ever think that you can contact law enforcement and something will be done about what you're trying to do. It's always best to go through an attorney because they listen to them. They won't listen to civilians. He lives in Michigan. Is that where Harley lives, Brandy? Yeah, that happened to me too, Becca. I had to, when I worked at the daycare, I had to go get my fingerprints. I had to go get a background check, but it's only for North Carolina. Even in healthcare, it's only in for the state that you're trying to work in. They do not do a nationwide background at all. They might for doctors, they might for judges, they might for police officers, but they do not for medical care or daycares. They absolutely do not. And I had to get a TB test. I had to do all of that just to work at a daycare. Pink ribbons are over Port Clinton, so pink for Harley, by the way. I don't know why pink, LOL. Must so loves pink. In most states, there is a place that gives free legal aid. Yep. There is. I just told Jackie, Good Citizen Green, to call her legal aid department to try to get her divorce papers to be looked over. And if you're indigent or if you can prove domestic violence, the legal aid will always take your case. Harley lives in Ohio. So sad. All right, you guys, we are at the 1 hour mark. I am going to get ready for my chapter 1 of My Daddy is a Hero. I'm also going to be referencing the DSM-5 that she's talking about, the Diagnostic Manual for Mental Health, for mental diagnosis. And she references it a lot in My Daddy is a Hero book. And so I will be going over that as well. I know other channels that are covering the book are not doing that. So mine will go a little deeper into the psyche. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with everyone. Even when you handle meds, Becca, they don't do it on a nationwide. They don't do a nationwide background. I was working for Dr. Kelly as medical assistant and was allowed to administer shots. I took the blood pressure and wrote up everything of every person that came in. I did his charts. I wrote his prescriptions, and he just signed them. And we did not, and that was in Swannanoa where you live. And there was not a nationwide background. It was just for North Carolina. So they did it for me when I was in Peace Corps. They called it a yes, and for services for police officers, like I said earlier, Heather, and for judges, political parties, things like that. Yes, they will do a nationwide background, or universal, which is even bigger than the nationwide. The nationwide is just for United States. The universal background is for any country that she might have offended in. So Heather's right. They do that for military service, but not for medical or daycare. Unless you're a doctor, they will do that for doctors that they hire, but they're not going to do it for even nurses. They just do a background background check for the state as a nurse even. Sweet, me too, Jesse. What did Jesse say? I'm worried about Harley's 4-year-old brother. Yeah. It needs to be nationwide. Yes. I mean, I was appalled that it wasn't nationwide. Your children are being taken care of by possible offenders. You're going to the doctor and you're being managed by possible offenders. Yeah, maybe the doctor hasn't offended, but you don't know if the medical assistants have. You don't know if the nurses have. I mean, look at Crystal Kenny, or what was her name? Kenny, Patrick Frazie's girlfriend. She can just move out of her state and practice somewhere else because she'll pass a background check for another state. So crazy. Gals, I'm drifting in and out of sleep. Can't hold I'm leaving anyway, baby love. You stayed long enough. Get some rest. We love you. And chat, I need to go. It was nice being in chat and hope. We're all leaving too, Mary. Good night, everybody. Thank you all for your interaction and just being here. And I can't wait to see you tomorrow for my pop-up shop. And if you're lucky, I'll get chapter 1 done tonight. And for you late owls, I might be back. I might not. But bye, girls. Bye. Bye, boys. Bye. Here is my email. I need those addresses from Cam Lynn and from Tina Ward. And Anna R., I want to talk to you about your survivor story on Saturday. So let me know, girl. Email me. Let me put my email in here, and then I'm literally leaving. These Dust Destroyers at gmail.com. Okay, there we go. 44 people. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. go ahead and hit that like button, y'all. I mean, hit the dislike button if you want to. Just hit a button. Bye.